Yes. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Creative Emotions. Well, you already know you're going to get this motivation, this encouragement, information, transparency, empowerment, and you're going to get these good vibes, period. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Listen, it is a live show. You can call in at 313-266-2811 if you want to dive in on this conversation. Again, 313-266-2811. Go ahead on and share. If this is your first time joining, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like it and share it after you listen to it. I know I send this to people, and they just be liking it like I'm sending something. No, press play. Press play. Listen to it. Because any bit of information I bring, I just want you to be encouraged with whatever it is. So make sure you guys get engaged, get involved. It's going to be some good, big things happening. It's happening now. So I just want you to be a part of it. So I thank you guys so much for joining. Again, share this with your family and friends. Again, live show. You can call in 313-266-2811. Poetry and Conversations is every other Friday, 8 p.m. to 11 at 21573 Grand River. The next one is, mark your calendars, May 5th. Be in the building, okay? I know it's Cinco de Mayo and all this kind of stuff, but come on down to the lower level and get these good vibes. The feature will be Hakeem, the people's poet. Honey, when I tell you he about to tear the house down, come on through. This man took over my whole show last time. I'm just like, sir, sit down. But no, it was all good. It was all good and all love. Today's show is wider view. Wider view. And when you think about that, are you in the front seat? You in the back seat? Are you driving? What are you doing? Because I know a lot of people say, I'm waiting on God. Well, guess what? God is waiting on you. So what you doing? What you doing? At some point, you have to take control over what it is that you have the desire to do. God said he would give you your heart's desire, but faith without works is dead. So what are you doing? You doing about the visions you have, the dreams you have, the things that you have written down, that you've seen yourself as, and you have gotten complacent. And so when you think about the wider view, you don't have to go that far, right? Because if you go far, it causes you to be overwhelmed. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just seeing the bigger picture of everything in your life, why things happen, and even if it's bad, it's still for your good. And so I just want you to be encouraged with that. Today I have a special guest, one that is near and dear to my heart, taking life's challenges and mishaps and turning it into triumph, creating a legacy for himself and his family. I want you guys to welcome to the show the creator of the Forum magazine, Gerard Richard.
What up, though? What up, though?
There you go.
What up, though?
There you go. What's up, man?
Man, nothing much, man. Just appreciative to be here. I definitely appreciate the invite, so I'm excited, you know?
Yeah, welcome to the show. When you think about a wider view, we're here to show different perspectives in our life, right? The beautiful thing about life is we all can go through something like, oh, I went through that too, but we all get something different from it, right? We all have different experiences, different situations that happen, but you gain something different. And so it's a beautiful thing to see a person's mishaps when they may fall down, but you rooting for them. You see them get back up, and then they take off. Like, that is the most amazing thing I see when people persevere and they're resilient and they keep pushing through. So what kind of view would you have, and what kind of view do you have? And this is something that I'm asking those that are watching. Again, if you are watching, thank you so much for joining us. This is a live show. You can call in at 313-266-2811. Again, I believe God is waiting on you to do exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So be encouraged in that. Gerard, I want GX, let me just call it what it is. I want you to tell everyone a little bit about your backstory. Like I said, people may go through similar situations, but what you get out of it is very valuable.
Absolutely.
And that's why a reason I wanted to bring you on, because I see what you're doing. I see that you came and you hit the ground and you're running with it. So just give us a little bit about your backstory.
All right, yeah. I was born and raised on the west side of Detroit, Joy Road in Wyoming to be specific.
Okay, good road.
You know, born to, you know, my mom. I lived with my mom. My dad stayed on the east side, East 7 Mile, and you know, just, you know, growing up on the west side, you know, with my mom, I learned a lot of things from her, my grandmother, that whole side of my family.
Yes.
Gave me great morals, great, you know, just substance as a child. You know what I mean? Just to be mannerable and, you know, just all of the stuff. They was raised in the church and stuff, and I was raised in the church, played drums. So I think that's probably where I got my you know, like music, you know, inspiration
that foundation
from. And then with my dad, you feel me, he you know, he was, you know, getting money. You know, he was on the money side, so he was a little bit more into the streets. So, you know, just growing up, I was able to see the full spectrum, like, of life, from positive to negative. And I don't even want to just say negative, because even when he was doing what he was doing, he always made sure that he taught me right.
That's what's
he
up.
always, you know, tried to keep me away from the negative stuff, you know. But yeah, that was my upbringing, though. So
Okay. So what turn of event happened? You spent some time sitting down, right?
Yeah.
How long was that?
I did 6 years. I did 6 years at the age of 19. So I got out at 25.
25 years old. How did that experience, you feel like, from that environment, how did that shift you?
It shifted me in a major way. You know, going in, you don't know what to expect, but of course, you know, you gotta have some type of bravery, courage, and, you know what I mean, determination.
Yeah.
You know, just going in a hostile environment like that, when you really think about it, it's a concentrated environment full of criminals. You know what I mean? Granted, you might got some people who you know, who may not have committed
Like
the crime.
falsely, falsely accused.
Yeah, ironically, it's a lot of people in there that didn't do what they was convicted of.
Right.
You know, but overall, you got your liars, you got your thieves, you got your killers, you got your molesters, you got and it's all in one concentrated environment.
Yeah.
So when I first came down, I was kind of, you know, I was still a little savage, you know. I was still dipping and dabbling in the, you know, the prison politics. But it ain't take too long for me to kind of put things into perspective and just be like, man, it's time to tighten up.
Yeah.
You know, I had a 1-year-old son that I left, you know what I mean, when I went in at 19. And, you know, just from there, I just made a vow that, you know, if I gave the streets 100% of my energy and time, then I'm going to try to, you know what I mean, switch the roles and just, you know, stay on the right path of 100%. So,
yes.
You know.
Get that good energy. Make the right choices, because we got a choice. You know, a lot of people feel like my back was against the wall, but we still always have a choice.
Absolutely.
We always have a choice, and I commend you, you know, for having that attitude even in that tough environment where you don't have that much control.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? When you come out, it's like, you know, whatever. So did you have anybody in there, like a mentor, or did you gravitate to the books? You know, a lot of people say in those environments, that's kind of what happens. Everybody come out a scholar.
Yeah.
So did you kind of, you know, take control of that environment as far as using the resources for your good? Yeah,
absolutely. I think one of the misnomers about prison is, although it may be, like I said, a concentrated environment full of criminals, it's also a concentrated environment full of wisdom too.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
good.
It's a lot of people that been through a lot of stuff, and they come from, you know, different backgrounds.
Yeah.
You know, you got people that's in politics, you got people that were spiritual leaders, you got people that was gang leaders, just a variety of people. And so, yeah, during that time, I ended up connecting with some good people, specifically a few brothers in the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
And you know, they just began to just kind of enlighten me on my culture, our history, and in me knowing that history, I kind of was able to realize where we come from, our lineage, and the power that's within me.
Yes, honey.
And when I identified that, then I was able to kind of do away with some of the negative
navigate.
stuff.
That's so good.
Yeah.
realizing who you are and then moving forward what you know.
Yeah.
I think the biggest, I would say, danger is having the information and not utilizing it.
Yeah.
Knowing the truth and not walking in it, or knowing it and it's just sitting there. You have people that have spent thousands of dollars to go to school, and they're not doing anything with the degree, with what they know, with their knowledge. And so sometimes people get stuck. And in those environments, coming out of that, you could possibly get stuck. But if you have a clear view, a wider view of this big picture on your journey, then it can help you move forward. And so what can you think about that was like the most valuable advice that you've gotten from somebody? Like the most valuable, because I know it's a lot of things that make us up, right? But if you could just think of something that you can share with people that's like, you know what, this really helped me.
I guess for me it was probably a scripture. And it was greater is he that is within you than he that is in the world. And it just
So
kind of
good.
go back to that point of understanding my power.
Yeah.
Like it's like the moment I understood, like
Light switch.
yeah, like thought precedes every action. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
that part.
If you take your time and think about, you know, what you're doing before you do it, then
Yeah.
you kind of lessening the chances of mistakes and
That's so
you know,
good.
going down the wrong path. So I think that probably was it for me.
That's what's up. So did you say you have a mentor now? Do you have a mentor now? Somebody that you look up to that may be in the same field as you, that may be doing the same thing as you, or spiritual mentor, or because I want men to know how important it is to have that accountability. Women are really quick to do that,
Yeah.
right? We're really quick to go to church, change our life, go to a seminar. We trying to change different things. Men are not so receptive to change.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so when you think about having a mentor, you know, what do you think, or what can you tell me, and do you have one yourself?
Yeah, I do. I actually got a few. One of the brothers is Dave Muhammad,
Okay.
special brother. I think he did like maybe like between 15 to like 17 years.
Wow.
But incredible brother, like well studied, and you know he just was able to break things down
Yeah.
in a simplistic way to where I
So
could
you can
really
understand it. Yeah.
And
That's
then I
important.
had another brother named Shamik, out of Baltimore.
Yeah.
He a special brother also with the same ability. And just it's honestly it's a few. Like if I was to start naming, it'd be a few. And I think that's important to kind of surround yourself around, you know what I mean, people, because you know energy is real. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You could be feeling one way and you get around a certain, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
environment of people, and everything
Everything
you know
can
what I mean?
change.
So yeah, I
say listen to your body when it comes to that, honey, because when I'm around negative, my chest starts getting tight,
real.
and I can feel it. It's like, oh God, my stomach. Like I can't listen to your body a lot of times. But it's so important for men in general to, I feel like, have that support, have somebody that you can talk to, somebody that you can lean on, somebody that you can, you know, get good advice from, like. You gotta be really strategic with that, because all advice is not good advice.
No, that's true.
They'll have you out here, you know,
That's
chasing
true.
your tail. And so just knowing that you have a Holy Spirit, you have a God that lives inside of you, that gives you that guidance,
Absolutely.
that gives you that direction. A lot of times you may not even need to go to people. I know a lot of people go to Facebook first. They go to family first. They want to get everybody's opinion, you know, to be validated in whatever this view is. But you get that wide view when you go to the source.
Absolutely.
And that's just what I believe to be true.
That's absolutely.
I can't even, you know, I learned that. I kind of learned it the hard way, though. Because I go over here and talk to somebody about this. Then I talk to you, giving me something different. Then you giving me something different.
Now you everywhere.
Now I'm confused.
Yeah.
Now I'm walking around here, don't know what the view is. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm over here trying this, trying that, doing this. When you have that confirmation, that relationship, anything you say to me is going to be confirmation with the conversation I've already had.
Absolutely.
That's how you know when it's real.
Indeed.
That's how you know when there's certain people come into your life and you like, Yep, you just told me that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I think it's important to have some type of foundation.
Yeah.
That's why I'm big on like how people was raised. I think as scripture say, train up a child in the way that he go. So when he get older,
he will not depart. Yes.
And it be those lessons from your parents that give you the base. So that even when you do make mistakes and you start hearing wisdom coming from people, at least you got enough in you to identify whether that wisdom is the right wisdom or whether it's the wrong. So
That's
to all
good.
the parents out there, just make sure we strive to, give our children some basic fundamental principles,
Absolutely. Instead of just trying to control their life.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I know we do that because I said so, and just do it. A lot of times we need to understand we're still talking about the wider view of things because we've been taught a certain thing. It's because I said so and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, now our children are a little bit more boisterous. They're given a little bit more leeway to be able to ask questions, to be able to talk to you. And so this is an encouragement for parents. You have to allow your children to be individuals, not many yous. I know a lot of people trying to build, replicas. You do it like this and do it like that. They like, I don't
live your life through them. Like, nah,
and the kid ain't having it.
No, they ain't having it.
These kids nowadays,
and I'm learning that. Like I'm learning that myself. Like with my 12-year-old, he very intelligent, and I think with his intelligence, at times he feel like he could challenge me.
Yeah, they do.
But surprisingly, when I kind of take a step back, I kind of see his perspective.
Yes.
Like hold on.
Like wait a minute, so you're kind of right, but I don't like the way you said it.
That's it.
Like I gotta go back and correct it, but
yeah. So it's some adjusting.
I be like, yeah, you right. My son told me the other day, he's only 15 years old, but when I think about the wider view, I prayed for this young man when I had him. And I was like, God, if you give me a son, I was all extra spiritual with it. I do this and that. Man, this boy drove me crazy. He gave me a run for my money, and he still, he got his way. But I had to be careful because I didn't know the power of my words at that time. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And he's like, oh, okay, you going to do that?
Right.
Well, you ain't going to do that without some issues.
No, for real.
You gonna need to come to me again and again and again. And so I cover my son. But now he 15 and he like, Mom, that's my personal life. Yeah, and I don't want to talk about personal life.
He in his bag right now.
Listen, what? He telling me what he gonna do. I'm going to join this club, and I'm getting a job this summer, so I'm working on my grades. I'm looking like, okay, so I don't know how to take this again because we grew up, do as I say,
Absolutely.
do what I say. This, what you mean? Nope, you don't say nothing else. Now, these kids got a wider view.
Yeah, they telling you that, yeah.
They see some things that, listen, in Timothy it say, don't let anybody despise your youth. You know what I'm saying? But so I don't despise the youth. And out of the mouth of babes, it comes wisdom. Yeah. It's knowledge. If a donkey can talk on the behalf, you listen to your children sometimes, especially they're the closest thing to us. So if your child tells you something about yourself, then you probably need to listen to it. You might want to listen.
Even in that, I try to leave room for my son to not criticize, but just be open with what he sees.
Yeah.
It's two things that I feel like a human being will never be able to really understand their full potential unless they do, and that's having children and being married. Because those two things kind of forces you to be selfless.
Selfless, honey.
You know
yes.
what I mean? It's a lot of sacrifice in it, and so I try to allow him to,
have that space.
Yeah.
Have that room to grow.
Yeah.
Because after he said, Mom, that's my personal life, and I don't want to talk about that, I was like, boy.
Stop playing.
Who you talking to? But then I said, okay, well, I can't tell him who to like, what to like. Yeah. You only supposed to like this.
Yeah.
When it comes to color. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna say gender because he ain't on that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to color, he like, I like this. Yeah. And I don't want to talk about anything else.
Yeah.
Okay. You 15, so I'll let you.
That'll be touchy with me. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying. But what you gonna do? You gonna put him in the headlock? Hey, You better like what I say, like, you know.
No, the only thing
you
you
really
can do, you know, the only thing you can do at that point is just make suggestions and just try to educate. Other than that, you know.
And that's what I did. And I said, I'm going to leave it alone because I don't want him to, you know, I want him to be open enough to always come to me, always talk to me, and not to think, you know, that I'm going to judge him harshly.
Yeah.
And so when you think about the wider view, in every area of our life, we definitely need to have our eyes on the scope, on the swivel, how we need to change, what we need to shift, how we need to rebalance, because it's a constant thing. And so at what point, like, did you feel you were being called in a particular arena when it comes to music? Because, you know, definitely musically inclined, you got the bars. You got the bars. You flow with it, or you write your stuff down?
No, I write it down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, lately I've been experimenting with punching in, but I kind of put my music to the side. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Coming home, I put my music to the side. I got a lot of people right now that's like, bruh, if you start rapping, bro, you probably get us out of here. You know what I mean?
Oh, get us out of here.
Yeah,
Ooh, they want to be a little coattail.
You know, me personally, I just when I made a decision to kind of change my life, you know, I don't really want to do nothing that put me back in that space.
Good.
You know what I mean? And
because you have to rap about certain things that you may not necessarily be into.
Say that again.
You have to rap about different things that you're not necessarily into.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like I ain't on that type of time no more, and I refuse to live a lie.
Period.
You know what I mean? So, and I know that I could take the conscious route and rap about, you know what I mean? But you know, at the end of the day, I'm trying to get my family out the hood.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so if I'm going to do the music, then I'm going to get the people what they want.
Ooh.
So we can, you know what I mean?
Because that's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
They giving the people, ooh, ah,
yeah. Right.
And the beat. And you like, what just happened?
Absolutely. You know, that's where they putting the millions of dollars at. So
wow.
I just figured I navigate in a different route, and I figured I impact the music scene from, you know, a promotional, trying to build a real engine in Detroit so that I can sign artists and, you know, just help artists businesses and, you know, just try my best to put people in position to win. So
that's what's up.
Just receive my blessings on the back end.
Period. Because, you know, it's better to give than receive.
Absolutely.
On all aspects of life. Listen, that's not just monetary.
Yeah.
It is so much better to give of your time, give of your energy, help somebody that you know that's in need. It's so much better to give than receive. So this is just a plug. When you wake up in the morning, think of, who can I help? Ask God, who can I help? What can I do? How you want me to do it? Who would you have for me? You know what I'm saying? Who would you have for me to talk to or you know, whatever. Just look for that guidance and continue to be that light. That is always the wider view. When you think about this spectrum, it is so much better to give than receive. And on that, where did the Forum magazine come from? Like, what was your inspiration? If you are just joining, thank you so much for joining us. We're talking about the wider view and what that looks like. My guest today is the creator of the Forum magazine. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if this is your first time, and make sure you hit that like and leave a comment. I appreciate you guys watching. Where did that come from?
So when I was in prison, we got MP3 players, and when with the MP3 player, you put music on there, of course, and you get to listen to, you know, the new stuff that they add on there. Mm-hmm. And I arguably had like the hardest Detroit MP3 player on the compound. Like I had every
all
Detroit,
the songs.
Yeah, like everything. Like people was trying to rent my player out and stuff like that. You know, and I hate that it happened, but even after I left and I left my player with somebody, it was a situation where, you know, a person almost got hurt real bad.
Oh no, because they was trying to take it?
Because they was trying to take this player from somebody that I gave it to.
Did you rent it out?
Huh?
Did you rent it out?
Did I rent it out like for every
when you was there?
Yeah,
you got that couple dollars in there.
Yeah, you know, everything add up. So, you know. Yeah. But so in that, I kind of, you know, realized that I didn't know a lot of the Detroit rappers, and, you know, people that was popping on the scene, because at that time when I left, it was only the Doughboys.
Yeah.
You know, Team Eastside came later, and then a lot of other rappers and stuff started coming, and we heard about them, but we couldn't put a face to them.
Yeah.
We didn't know where they was from, and not even just that. You know, when you trying to get information in prison, you got to go through family members and stuff like that, and everybody ain't willing to do research on how to start an LLC.
Oh yeah.
Everybody ain't willing to, you know, send you information. So. I'm like, you know, when I come home, I'm gonna start a magazine and kind of just put.
You put that vision out. You put it out there.
Yeah. Okay. I came up with the name, the Forum magazine. I came up with the name In Prison.
Wow.
You know, but then when I came home, so you know, I guess I gonna put it out there. It was meant for me. It's meant for me.
Yeah.
But it was gonna be a paper form where I send back into the prisons, and at some point I do plan on doing that.
Yeah.
But when I came home. I kind of realized the power of social media.
Yeah.
And I figured I'd just take that and just, you know, work on the social media aspect and then just get to the paper form a little later. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So what was your inspiration to say, I want to do a magazine?
Just wanting to help people. You know what I mean? Just wanting to help people and inform people because I wanted to be informed myself.
Okay.
You know, so like I said, when I was in there, I wanted to know what was going on.
So is it geared toward music, artists? Like, what is it geared toward? Like, what can people find if they, you know, subscribe or get this magazine, buy this magazine? Is it always going to be, you know, some of the same type of content, or what can people look forward to?
Yeah, so it's right now it is a lot of music. It's a lot of highlighting of, you know, upcoming artists, established artists, but also in there I try to, you know, drop gems and try to, you know, give you know, knowledge for people to obtain. You know, so I'm, you know, even through the journey you learn, and I'm just trying my best to make it as balanced as possible.
Yeah.
To where I'm giving the people, the youth and stuff, what they want, but also, you know, I'm giving them, you know, the other side too, where they can kind of learn some stuff from.
That's so good. So you gonna have like a learning section, like, you know, how they can, you know, start a business or, you know, different things like that? Is it going to be information how they can grow as well?
Yeah, definitely. When we do the you know, the hard copies, definitely going to have a few articles in there in terms of that. But on the social media platform, we do make posts, you know what I mean, talking about LLCs. We might make posts you know, talking about relationships. Like it'd be anything, honestly. So we just try to mix it up.
That's what's up. And do you have a team working with you?
Right now I'm actually building the team. For the longest I've been doing it on my own.
Yeah.
But I got a few solid people that see the vision.
Yeah.
And they want to grow. Like, you know, at this point, you know, I kind of want people around me that ain't super money hungry.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's got to be a passion.
Yeah, and that's just ready to work and build. You know what I mean? And the type of person that I am, you know, if we grinding and we working together, when that time come, you will never have to worry about getting what you got coming. So,
yes, because I don't think people want to go along with the first aspect of it. You know, getting it out here and, you know, different things that nature. But when you start something, listen, when people jump on the vision, I don't care. You should not do things alone. Everything should not be done alone. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody has something that can bring your vision to life. I think we have been misinformed when it comes to don't tell nobody your business. No, I've been listening to Bob Proctor. I mean, all of these different people that's telling you, get you a mastermind alliance.
Yeah.
You get a table.
She said the mastermind. You must have read that one
Listen,
book.
honey, I've got all the books.
Yeah,
okay, I listen to audio books.
Yeah.
Yes, all the. Listen, they going back to the basics. We make things so complicated, but it's not. We're here for each other.
Yeah.
You may have the funds. You got the ideas.
Absolutely.
You got the administrative abilities. You got this. You know, so just bringing that mastermind alliance together, that is huge. So don't ever think you have to go at it alone. Somebody might just believe in your dream and want to invest in your dream.
Yeah.
And so if you just like, I ain't saying nothing, I don't want nobody, and I know I can only do it, that's what we miss it.
Yeah.
We miss that connection. And again, the climate with people is, I don't want you to get the credit, so I don't want you to be in it.
Yeah.
Like, No.
Yeah, that ain't.
What
that
are
ain't
we
it.
doing?
Yeah, you failing when you do that. And that's why, like, even on my journey, like, I was going so hard with building the platform.
Yeah.
That I didn't have the business aspect together.
Yeah.
And then in come my brother, a brother named Stevie Ion, who like a master with credit and all of that. Like, so he done did the LLC, EIN number, website. Like, he got me all the way together. And right now we at the point where we actually building that credit so that we can get it
shout
built
out.
and just try to take it to the next level. So shout out to Stevie Ion.
That's what's up. Listen, that is important. And as far as business credit, I want to give a shout out to Latasha Baldwin Ruffin. She helps people with their business credit. I had her on the show, honey, and I got her information. She getting me together. And when I tell you, as far as everything you say, like a few of those things I already had in play, but getting it all the way together. So get you some coaches, get you some people that know what they are doing. Do not try to go at this alone. We are talking about having a wider view. So this view that we see right now, it's not just one window like that's in front of us. It's wide, so we can see the freeway over there, we can see the trees, we can see hills, we can see buildings. And so it's the same thing with your life, especially when you think about who you're supposed to get into business with or partnership with. You got to have a wider view, looking at people's foundation, their character traits, what it is they can bring to your team. Are they already a mastermind and creating by themselves? And so that's what I look for. I look for people that are making headway. They not waiting for permission.
Absolutely.
They doing it. They like, oh yeah, I just started this up and started that up, and they going with the flow of their life.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm about to say them the best people, cause like with me personally, I don't want to be around a bunch of people that I gotta like coach or motivate. I appreciate people coming to me with new ideas and trying to expand, my thoughts, and I ain't trying to confine nobody. Like, what you do great is what you do great. Like, even with, what you doing. Like, I would never, like, if we was on the same team, I would never try to, I just let you do what you do. You know what I mean? If anything, just learn from you. You know what I mean? So,
but that's taking, like, using the skills that a person have, not necessarily using, but when they offer up what they have, don't try to say, no, I need you for this. No, if they telling you this is what they good at, you take inventory and you move accordingly. That's going to help with the wider view thing. That's going to help you, again, not to look too far, because then you'll be overwhelmed like, oh man, I got to do this and that. But listen, time out, make the vision, write it down, make it plain, and move toward it, one step at a time. I tell people all the time, enjoy this journey. Enjoy it. We are so busy running around like chickens with our head cut off, trying to make this money, trying to go get it, that you're not stopping and smelling the flowers. You're not stopping and seeing how far you did come. I stopped last night and I just, like, tears just rolled down my face. And it was gratitude, though. It was like, wow. Like, I'm really doing everything I said I was going to do. And I'm really moving. And it's organic. It's authentic.
Yeah.
It's not like, boom, something happened crazy, now I'm just viral.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, I was at 99 followers.
That's the best feeling.
Now I got 200.
That's the best
Then I was like, dang, I got 3.
For sure.
Wow, I got 5.
And if I may, like, like this is you. Like, and me knowing you, like, you're doing an excellent job. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that.
Had to throw that out there. Like, you doing a tremendous job. So
I truly appreciate that. I just feel like, enjoy where you are, not where you think you should be. Because we know we have no idea about tomorrow. But we do know today, we can put everything into our today. So in the event, when it's time to go, which you never know, you won't have no regrets. You like, hey, I lived every day good.
Yeah.
I lived every day intentional. I lived every day on purpose. That's literally how I pride myself. Like, my daughters came to me maybe last week, and they was like, Ma, you just not real. I'm like, what? They was like, you like an alien. I'm like, what are you talking about? They like, you like a social experiment. I'm like, what? They see literally everything that I do and how it all goes together, but they see me. I said, well, I'm the same at home. They're like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is just, like, we don't see this. Like, nobody sees this. Our friends come over, and they just like, you just different. And so coming from my young adult children, that just blessed my heart to know that, you know, I'm moving in the right direction. And again, everything that I seen, everything that God showed me that I'll be doing, I seen it at some point, but I'm like, okay. Not necessarily like it's like, oh, it's about to take me out of here.
Yeah.
It's just like I seen myself doing it. In every stage of what I do, I'm like, wow. I went through my pictures and I'm like, wow. Like I've done a lot of stuff. And so again, when you think about the wider view, what are you proud of that people may not know for you?
What am I proud of that people may not know?
Of course, people may not know unless you just telling them, but what can you say, like, I'm proud of that?
Honestly, I'd say I'm proud of my decision to marry the woman that I married.
Come on through here. Shout out to the wife.
Yeah.
What's up, cuz?
Yeah, she a special person, and you know, even throughout my time, you know, being incarcerated, she was there the whole time. You know what I mean? Just keeping me level-headed, keeping my mind right. You know, coming home, you know, allowing me the space to be able to create. You know what I mean? Allowing me the space to be able to do what I'm doing right now. And, you know, even for her to see the benefits and the rewards of it, you know what I mean? Like, she there the whole time rooting me on. So, yeah, shout out to her.
See? Shout out to you. Shout out to you. The son, the daughter,
for sure.
the mama.
For sure.
Your mama, honey, you know she had praying the roof down on your behalf all the time.
That's my baby.
Shout out to Auntie Sand too.
Gotta make sure that I throw her in there. You know what I mean? My mama definitely. That's the one right there for sure.
If you gotta have that one, you gotta have that one mama, auntie, cousin, somebody that will tear the house down in prayer on your behalf. For sure. Okay, not telling you a whole bunch of nonsense, but going straight to the source. And I mean, just being grateful for that, just being able to be that for people, for myself, you know, when it comes to that. I want people to know it's really time to expand your awareness. We are in a word-driven society when it comes to vibes and manifestation and, you know, all of these different things, energy, people talking about that energy. I feel like that's just spirit, you know. You can call it a new age term or whatever, but when it comes to just having that wide eye view of your life, I want people to know, like, and I'm telling you, you already rich, right? You rich with substance. Yeah. You rich with everything that's in you that hasn't come out yet. Everything that you're gonna be, you already are.
Yeah, 100.
Like right now.
Yeah.
So while people living for tomorrow or the next day, like, everything you are. When you say, I'm going to be the best, this, and you already that.
Yeah. That take me to a scripture where it say, I am that I am. Like, you are.
Period.
You know what I mean? It's just, like
and be
you said,
careful.
a matter of it coming out.
Yes, be careful with that I am, too. You know, a lot of people say, I'm the B word, B-R-O-K-E. I don't use that. Yeah. Or the other one, the female dog one. Yeah. Or I'm always this or I'm always that, and it's negative. Be careful with that I am. Yeah. That I am is powerful. Yeah. So when you think about your view, honey, watch the I am, because that can change everything in front of you. Yeah, for sure. That literally can. I know I told this young lady, because people identify and pull close their shortcomings. I'm socially awkward. I'm this, I'm that. You claim and you speaking this stuff. And it's like, be careful. Whether you feel like that's your reality or not, it's only your reality because you have led yourself to believe that. Because you may have had an experience where you got around people and you freaked out. Like, oh my God, that doesn't mean.
That's you. Yeah, you taking ownership of that thing.
That
like,
part,
don't do that.
That part, when you talk about agreement, that's the most powerful thing we have. Agreement. If you say, I'm this, and you like, yeah, because, you know, you... Nah. When people say stuff that I don't agree with, I say, I don't receive that. Period. They be like, dang, what you mean? I don't receive it. And you say something, I receive that, yes.
You say,
okay.
I take that one.
I take that. I would clink, okay? But all that other stuff, I'll be like, no, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. Again, everything you're gonna be, you are it. So that's not to make you prideful. I know a lot of people are walking around in this false humility a little bit. And I want to encourage you and the viewers, allow people to love on you and give you those words of encouragement to say, man, you are the bomb. Yeah. Let people give you that without you saying, I mean, you know, yeah, I ain't doing too much. I'm just be like, thank you so much.
Nah, it's funny you say that because that's what I struggle with. Like, you know, I you know,
let people give you your flowers.
Yeah, like they word it in this way. Like they be like man, you too humble. Like, bro, you got to stop being so humble. You got a lot to. And I personally, like you said, I don't receive that because I understand the value of humility.
Yes.
But you know, it's different to still accept.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? What people see in you. You know what I mean?
So it don't take away from being humble. The Bible says that you should not look more of yourself than you ought. Don't look at yourself more than you ought. That means you ain't humble. You walking around here arrogant, right? If you telling me, look, cuz you doing your thing, I'm so proud of you, man, you out here. I'm gonna be like, thank you so much. Yeah. I ain't gonna be like, I'm just, I'm gonna be like, listen, cause I know where I came from. I know where I'm at. I know where I'm going, right? So I'm like, thank you. But I'm not like, I know.
Yeah.
That's the thin line.
Yeah, that's the doing too much.
And that's what people can get to. But that don't mean you have to get to that.
Yeah.
So that means you don't have to walk around with this false humility. Allow people to give you your flowers. Allow people to tell you, man, good job, man, I appreciate you. That's what's up. And also give that to people. Tell people, you know what? When you said what you said the other day, you helped me. Because a lot of people feel like they're not doing anything, right? They feeling like, man, I'm just here. I'm living. No. You never know what you're doing that's going to help people, even help them with their wider view. And so allow people to give you that.
Absolutely.
Allow people to say
that.
Yes. Look at that. You catch on quick. You catch it on quick.
For sure.
Allow people to tell you, good job. Well done. Man, you doing your thing. Allow people to say, man, I see you. Without being like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm staying out the way. Mm-hmm. You ain't got to do all that. But you don't have to be like, yes, I know, I'm doing it. So that's up to you to keep that healthy balance. That don't mean you have to bring yourself all low to appear like, we don't have to do that. I'm not doing it no more.
Yeah.
When I tell you, people say stuff, I say, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And that's it. I'm not like, now, when the Lord leads me to do something, I always say, glory to God. Like, all praises be, right? But I'm not going to be like, oh, I know. And I used to be that because I felt like I had to be humble. That's not necessarily being humble.
And if I can, I ain't going to lie. I think for me, one of the reasons why I do it is because I feel like some people be giving you, like they'll give you props for you to accept it and then them to be jealous.
Oh, nah.
If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they watching your response.
To see how you gonna act.
Yeah,
we can't really worry about that.
And kind of be looking like, who he think he, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's weird.
I know what you're saying. Like, it's just people's intentions and we don't know. But guess what? If I know my intent is to inspire, is to move the way God told me to move, I can't help if you're intimidated. That's not my desire.
No, that's real.
I want you to look at me and be like, man, that's what's up. Like, whatever. I don't want you to look at me like who you think you are, because that means you're judging yourself on who you think you are. Because what I'm doing ain't making you go.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's when we got to do some self-checking. If you walking around envious or pride or you jealous in any type of way, if you got any of that in your spirit, I encourage you, take that to the closet, honey. Take that to God. Say, I don't know why I feel this way, because I am unique in my own sense. I'm unique. I am here for a reason. You got to start doing that, that self-motivation and encouragement, because a lot of times people may not come to you so that you can have this wider view. But don't ever walk around with jealousy and envy in your heart, so much so you try to make another person feel low about themselves or make them feel less than, or they feel like they got to dumb themselves down because you're not fully okay with who you are. Please be okay with who you are. Please be okay with that and move into that. So with our last few minutes, your wider view is your eyes fixed on something. You looking and you seeing and you like, okay, you taking inventory on what it is you need to do. And so what encouragement, while we are ending, would you give people as far as having that wider view?
I guess what I would say is just, number one, man, just find something that you enjoy doing. The things that we decide to make, as our, I want to say businesses or, whatever it is that we want to do for the long haul, the best thing to do is just to find something that you do every day and just figure out a way to turn that into a business.
Yeah.
Like I say, selling tables, money, making tables, money, television, money, like literally everything, that's in this world can be monetized. And I'm not trying to just make it all about the money, but I'm saying whatever, route you choose, or, just do something that you really enjoy doing that you do for free.
Part. Definitely.
I'm sure, you'll be blessed in that in the long haul.
That's what's up. Listen, I appreciate you so much for coming to the show. But no, so this is for everybody. Listen, while I close, have you kept your perspective fresh? The only way to do that is having people around you that you don't mind taking their perspective on things, hearing a different perspective, seeing a different view. Are you closed off? Are you procrastinating? So these are questions to ask yourself. It is important to people. It is important. This is a quote. It is important to have people who are absolutely willing to say you're wrong, or who have a total different perspective than you do on everything. Fresh ideas are hard to come by, and good ones are even harder. And that's from Shonda Rhimes. This lady, she done bust the door down, okay, with the movies, the series, everything, honey. She had a definitely wide view of how far and how wide she wanted to move. And so it's time to look wider and look deeper into the things that you say you want. And when I'm talking about the wider view, gaining a new perspective and creating a wider view. So I'm going to give you really quick 4 things that I just want you to look into. Take time to reconnect with your mission. Sometimes we can be on autopilot and we can be a little bit too busy, which means you're not being conscious in the different things that you're doing. You just moving. And in that, your days can go really quick. If you notice, when you slow down, when you take your time, your days kind of go along with you. But if you task driven, I just got to get this done, I got to do that, I had to pull back from all of that. And so I want you to take time to reconnect with your mission, whatever it is that your view is fixed on, whatever it is, take time to reconnect with that. Number 2 is follow your awe. When you think about what is awe-inspiring, that you have the capacity and the capability to do and the heart to do. What is that one thing that it's like, man, if I can just step into this type of room, and you be that person, and you be that person that is bringing whatever service that may be to have you, flowing in that. I just want you to remember that. Follow your awe. What is that one thing that you like, man, that'll change. That'll change the world. Or that'll change my part of the world. That'll change one person, whatever it is. We ain't even got to think about the world, because each one reach one. And so the next one is put yourself in someone else's shoes. Empathy helps us view things different, which leads to different perspectives. Once you put yourself in somebody else's shoes, you could be like, you know what? Dang, I see why they did that. I see why they look at things like this. I see why, a person that had 2 parents in the home can't look at my eyes when I was with one, with a strong one. And you looking like, why you think like that? That don't make sense, but you had 2 parents. So that's just an example of putting yourself in somebody else's shoes and saying, you know what? I see why you think that, and I respect that. Just thinking about that. The last one is don't go too far in your thinking. It is self-sabotaging when you think about it. Don't go so far, because it will make you overwhelmed and you will lose track. You will lose sight of the vision. You will lose sight of the mission. The awe-inspiring thoughts will be gone because you would just be moving in rotation, in autopilot, just going. So give your thoughts something to do. Give your time something to do. Don't forget your power, your energy, your mind, your voice, your mission, your gift, your purpose, your view of life, and let your wider view look like God's view. So I'm going to leave you with this. Ephesians 3:17-18. This is the Message version. My response is to get down on my knees before the Father, this magnificent Father who parcels out all heaven and earth. I ask him to strengthen you by his Spirit, not a brute strength, but a glorious inner strength, that Christ will live in you as you open the doors and invite him in. And I ask him that with both feet planted firmly on love, you'll be able to take in what all followers of Jesus, that extravagant dimensions of Christ's love, reach out and experience the breadth